You've been asking for a sign. And the whole time, God's been wondering when you're going to notice the 10 He already sent. I need you to hear this. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Right now, because you've been standing at the edge of something. And instead of stepping forward, you keep looking up at the sky, waiting for the clouds to part and a voice to boom down and say, yes, this is it, go. But that's not how this works. That has never been how this works. The signs already came. They came quietly. Some of them came disguised as pain. And you looked right at them and said, that can't be it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a thought that wouldn't leave you alone? Not a passing idea. Not something you saw on social media and thought, oh, that's cool. I mean a thought that sits in your chest and hums. One that wakes you up at 3 in the morning. One that makes you feel restless in rooms full of people who seem perfectly fine with where they are. You've had that thought. Maybe for months. Maybe for years. And instead of trusting it, you asked for a sign. That thought was the sign. But you didn't want that one. You wanted something louder, something you couldn't argue with. So God sent another one. He put someone in your path who said the exact words you needed to hear, at the exact moment you needed to hear them. A stranger, a friend who doesn't usually talk like that. Maybe a line in a song that hit so specifically it made you pull the car over. And for a second, you felt it, that shiver down your spine, that flash of knowing. Then your mind kicked in and said, that's just a coincidence. So he sent another one. He let something fall apart, a relationship, a job, a friendship, a plan you'd been clinging to. Something you thought you needed got ripped away and it hurt. It hurt badly. And you thought God was punishing you or ignoring you. But He wasn't doing any of those things. He was answering your prayer. You asked for direction, and He removed the thing that was standing in the way. You asked for clarity, and He cleared the road. But because it came wrapped in pain instead of a pretty bow, you refused to see it as a sign. That's 3. We're not even halfway. The 4th sign was the door that opened when you weren't looking. An opportunity showed up. Something landed in your lap that you didn't go searching for, and you looked at it and said, I'm not ready. You said, let me wait for a sign first. The opportunity was the sign. The timing wasn't off. Your fear told you the timing was off because your fear is terrified of what happens when you actually say yes. The 5th one, your body told you. You felt it physically. Every time you thought about staying where you are, something in your stomach tightened. Every time you imagined the leap, your chest opened up. Your body has been voting this entire time, and you keep overruling it with logic. But what if it doesn't work out? Your body doesn't deal in what ifs. It knows. The 6th sign was the people who left. I know that one stings, but look at who's gone. Really look. The ones who made you feel small for wanting more. The ones who loved the old version of you and got uncomfortable the moment you started to shift. They didn't leave because something went wrong. They left because something went right. God was clearing the room. Some people simply aren't meant to be in the next chapter. If this found you at the exact moment you needed it, type, I see it now, in the comments. Not for me, for you, because sometimes claiming it out loud is the first step to actually receiving it. The 7th sign. This is the one people miss the most. The restlessness. That gnawing feeling that you're meant for more. That sensation of watching your own life from the outside and thinking, this is fine, but this isn't it. You've been calling that anxiety. You've been trying to medicate it, numb it with scrolling and staying busy. But that feeling is a compass. Your soul telling you that the life you're living doesn't match the life you're designed for. Restlessness is purpose that hasn't been acted on yet. 8. The ideas that won't stop. You keep getting these downloads, visions of what you could build, who you could become, and you keep writing them off because who am I to do that? You think those ideas are random. They're not. God doesn't waste inspiration on people who can't carry it. If the vision was placed in you, the ability to execute it was placed in you at the same time. You didn't get the dream by accident. You got it because you're equipped for it, even if you don't feel equipped right now. Readiness is a lie the mind tells you so it can stay comfortable. 9. The patterns. Have you noticed how the same message keeps reaching you through completely different sources? A podcast says it. Then a book says it. Then someone at dinner says almost the exact same thing using different words. That's repetition from a source that doesn't give up on you just because you didn't listen the first time. God will say it softly, then He'll say it louder, then He'll say it through your circumstances. And if you still won't listen, He'll let things get uncomfortable enough that you have no choice but to pay attention. You know what that's called? Grace. Most people think grace means everything is easy. Grace means He keeps reaching for you, even when you keep pulling away. And the 10th sign, the one that should end this debate permanently. You're here, right now, listening to this. Out of everything you could be doing with this moment, you're here. And you didn't end up here by accident. You didn't stumble into this video because the algorithm got lucky. Something in you was searching, and something bigger than you made sure this is what you found. That's 10 signs. And if you're honest with yourself, I probably described at least 7 that you recognize. Maybe all 10. So let me say this as clearly as I can. You don't need another sign. You need courage. The evidence has been submitted. The case has been made 10 times over. You have all the confirmation you need. What you're missing is the willingness to trust what you already know. And I understand why that's hard. I really do, because trusting yourself means you can't blame anyone else if it doesn't work. It means you have to stop hiding behind, "I'm waiting for a sign," and admit you've been using that as a shield against failure. But here's what nobody tells you about failure. Failure is what happens when you're actually in motion. The only people who never fail are the ones who never move. And those people, 30 years from now, won't be haunted by the things they tried. They'll be haunted by the things they didn't. God didn't put this fire in your belly so you could spend your life asking permission to feel it. He didn't wake you up at 3 a.m. with that vision so you could go back to sleep and hope it was clearer next time. He didn't tear everything down so you could rebuild the exact same life in the exact same spot. He did all of that to make room. The room has been made, the table is set. You're the only piece that hasn't moved yet. So here's what I need you to understand before you close this video and go back to whatever you were doing. The signs were never meant to remove your doubt completely. Their job is to give you just enough light to take the next step. Not the whole staircase. The next step. And right now, in this moment, you can see it. You know what it is. It's been sitting in the back of your mind this entire time, patiently waiting for you to stop asking for permission. You have the permission. You've had it for longer than you realize. You already know what to do. Stop pretending you don't. So move. Not perfectly. Not with a 5-year plan and a backup strategy and the approval of everyone you've ever met. Move with what you have, where you are, starting now. Because God doesn't need you to be ready. He needs you to be willing. And willing looks like one step taken in faith before you can see the second one. You were never waiting for a sign. You were waiting for yourself, and you just showed up. If this hit you somewhere deep, leave a like so this message can reach the next person who's standing where you were 5 minutes ago. And subscribe, because this was just today's message. There are more coming, and you're going to want to hear them.